You're not exactly embracing the Tooth Fairy spirit.
Are you kidding me? I'm embracing it, all right. But I'm doing it my way.
But look who took the midnight hit.
Oh, God.
The only creepy man sitting in the theater at midnight watching The Rock in a blue suit and some fairy wings.
No, to be fair, I wasn't the only one. There was a couple sitting behind me, and I turned around to them and I just said, what the fuck are you doing here? I have to be here, but you...
I know, you might want to stop doing these kind of screenings because they ever do a sting operation for pedophiles. You're going to be caught in the middle of it.
Well, not for a midnight screening. There weren't any little kids there. But yeah, let's just say this. Dwayne Johnson has hit rock bottom.
Really?
So to speak.
Are you serious?
He's hit rock bottom.
Man, you know what? I'm ignoring these puns of yours, man. God damn it.
Well, that's the only one I'm telling because, believe it or not, I'm not going to do any tooth puns because the movie has soured me on tooth puns for the rest of my life.
Oh, what is it? The tooth hurts. Nothing but the tooth.
Yeah, just
the tooth will set you free.
Yes, okay, that's enough. Okay. Seriously.
now you know how I feel when I'm sitting around you.
But I don't let them fly like that. This one is just like, okay, here's a list of every possible tooth pun. Let's just get them out of the way early on. And I'm like, they really should have straps built into the seats for critics specifically for films like this. Because I did almost leave. It took all my willpower.
Man, the movie about The Rock who plays a minor hockey league player who does a bad deed and the way he has to repay his debt is to be the tooth fairy. You didn't think that would have a lot of substance to it? A lot of depth?
No, I did not. And in fact, I was right. It didn't. But okay, so it's Dwayne Johnson who's been on a steadily declining slide of any sort of viability as an actor to take seriously in Hollywood for years now. I mean, Race to Witch Mountain is one of my least favorite movies of the year, and I was like, well, at least he's not going to do anything that much worse than that, and I was completely wrong, because this is so much worse than that. Here, he's a minor league hockey player. He's called the Tooth Fairy already because he's like one of those guys who the only reason he's even on the team is because he just brutalizes the other players and knocks their teeth out, right? Whee, kids film. Anyway, so he this kid comes up to him all like, oh, I want to be a hockey player. And he says, look, the odds are so against you. Just give up. Don't have dreams. That's just stupid. You're not going to make it. You're going to fail. And so the magical world of tooth fairies that really exists in this premise takes notice of his action of dissing a little kid's dreams and decides to punish him by making him a tooth fairy for all of a punishing 2 entire weeks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say all for punishing 2 hours in this movie.
Fair enough, yeah. But, he grows wings. He's got a tutu, all the, stuff that as you're watching it, you're just saying the same mantra over and over again. What happened? What happened, Dwayne?
You know what happened? Millions of dollars is what happened. I mean, these action guys, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it all too many times. I mean, the hardest of the hard. I mean, Ice Cube, a guy who was from a band called Niggas with Attitude, is making family films. I mean, These guys know that there's a check to be had with this. And is that the case you think here?
Well, of course. What else reason could it be? It's not like Dwayne Johnson read the script and said, wow, this is so insightful and touching. It's because it's not. But, I think it's just some actors just don't give a shit. They're like, you know what? I mean, like, okay, Michael Caine always said, hey, business is business. He was in Jaws 5, it's like, hey, it's a job. But come on, the Tooth Fairy, you don't have to take every paycheck they throw at you. You can't tell me somebody wasn't offering Dwayne another job besides this he could have taken instead. I mean, fucking Ashley Judd, another one. You're like, well, she's in here playing his girlfriend, a single mom, so that way he can have like a struggle of like trying to, bond with her kids, which is like sort of the side plot going on here. And they give her barely anything to do. And the whole time she just looks like, didn't I win an Academy Award?
Yeah. That amazes me, some of the people that they have in this film. We have some people who are older now. We got Billy Crystal. And then we also have, what's her name?
Julie Andrews?
Julie Andrews. who are in this film, and they're a little bit older, maybe slim pickings on roles these days, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna take this just because it's work. But
Yeah.
I was really surprised to see Ashley Judd take this. But I guess, hey man, for some people, you make that art film that gets you, or that independent film that gets you an Academy Award, and you get that movie just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah, paycheck. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. She used to be an A-list actress, I mean, in the Hollywood films. So I don't know what happened with her. Julie Andrews, you can forgive. She's old. Her brain's probably not working right. I mean.
And I gotta
Maybe
say, man, we were a little bit hard on Julie Andrews. I mean, that woman, to be as old as she is, she looks good. She looks all right.
Well, only because it's just blindingly evident that she's had a lot of work done. I mean, you're looking at her like, I don't even know what to tell you. She doesn't look real.
What'd you say? She's had more than a tooth fairy. She's had the face fairy. She's had the
Yeah,
ass fairy. Probably had
exactly.
the tit fairy come in.
No, she had to put $100,000 under her pillow, and she woke up in the morning with a new face.
Oh, damn, man, you were mean.
I don't know.
Leave
but,
this woman alone.
Where's the tooth?
It's a long and delightful story.
You might just be the worst tooth fairy ever.
Oh, by the way, I need some more stuff.
Stuff?
Stuff, the magic powder, the gunk, the stuff. I need some. Notify Q.
No. No more stuff.
Well, that's brilliant. I have a week and a half left of my job. How am I supposed to do that?
I'm sorry, we're running very low on funding. And would you like to know why?
No, not really.
You really don't get it, do you? You don't see that children's fantasies, their abilities to imagine, are important? You're done.
For the week.
No, for the night. Unless you wish to stay for karaoke.
Oh, my. No. Karaoke. Like karaoke isn't bad enough.
But
this isn't okay. Let me just say this. It's not a fuck you movie.
yeah,
And that's because honestly, there's one nut shot early on. They get it out of the way, getting all the puns out of the way early on. There's one scene where he miniaturizes and flushes himself down a toilet. But other than that, there's no fart jokes or poop jokes or anything like that. They managed to stay clear of most of that stuff.
now, see, that kind of lifts this up for me a little bit, not having seen the film.
Yeah, a tiny bit. And there's other advantages. Like Billy Crystal is only in one scene, and he's actually the only funny scene in the entire film is with him.
And what makes this scene so funny?
Well, he's like this sarcastic old bastard who supplies the fairies with their tools that they need to be fairies, like invisibility spray and shrinking cream and a variety of French ticklers and dildos. And, I'm sorry, that was a different movie.
Yeah, you're looking in your closet right now.
So anyway, now and he's like
He's kind of like the Q to James Bond in a way.
Exactly, but he's just screwing with Dwayne here the whole time, and it's actually pretty funny. It's like 2.5 minutes, and you're like, okay, that was as good as it gets. Stephen Merchant is in this, who of course is best known probably to people who like BBC shows in Extras, playing Ricky Gervais's incompetent agent.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
that guy.
I know you're talking about. And we also have a face that people might not recognize, but they've definitely heard the voice in many incarnations, which is Seth MacFarlane.
Who has 20 seconds tops.
Really, and Seth MacFarlane is a Family Guy fame,
Yeah.
and American Dad. And so, what's his role in the movie?
Oh, there's this dumb thing where they're like, okay, well, you're a dick, Dwayne Johnson, so you don't get any more magical fairy stuff to use. You just gotta go in there and let cats chase you because you're kind of an asshole. And he shows up like, psst, hey, buddy, you want to buy some magical shrinking cream type of stuff, like a fairy drug dealer type of thing. And he really serves no purpose at all.
Okay.
The whole bit feels like they wrote it in there just because he was friends with somebody. It's like, please, I need more acting roles.
Yeah,
I don't want to do cartoons the rest of my life.
Oh, that's not a scene where The Rock beats the shit out the cat. Anything?
Well, you saw it in the trailer thing where he has that little air horn thing, and the cat, through really crappy CG leaps like way high in the air.
Oh, see, The Rock is a wrestler. At least give us some. If he's not going to be in action films, let us see him do things like pick the cat up by his whiskers and throw his ass across the room or something. You know what I mean? It's. And I'm not even trying to make a joke here. We've seen The Rock in, as we say, other action films that we've enjoyed. And to just see him come out and kind of take this kind of stuff and water his own self down, yeah, I can see how that could be disappointing. What is it that really upset you about this movie, or that was really terrible about the film that you're going to give it low marks?
Well, the number one upsetting thing is just quite simply seeing a guy that you know is talented like The Rock agree to be in a film this utterly just pointless. There's no reason for him to be in this film. In fact, he feels really out of place in it. The way the script is set up here, I remember how we were talking in our little preview of this, how the one young hockey player is like fucking with him, calling him an old guy and everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell are you doing, dude? That guy could eat you alive. He's The Rock. He's huge. You're an appetizer at best to this guy. The whole movie is filled with this shit, with people who are just fucking with him. And you're like, what are you doing? And he's like, look, I will kill you. And they're like, no, you won't. You're like, dude, he will kill you.
Everybody's like, I know, everybody's like, you making stupid family movies now. You ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Yeah, exactly. They have a totally emasculated Dwayne Johnson in this film. I mean, he has no balls at all here. And you keep asking yourself, why was he cast for it? He's like, there's no point to having a big guy like him in this role.
No, there is a point to casting a guy like that. I mean, and that's what seems kind of shallow about the film to me. The point, obviously, is to cast a big dude who would look silly in a tutu.
Okay.
In wings.
I think any guy is going to look silly in a tutu and wings. Okay, but, maybe not Bruce Valanche or somebody like that, but, most guys would look pretty silly in it.
Yeah, I can tell you haven't been to a gay club recently, so.
I can tell you have, apparently.
Yes, it is fabulous, all the tutus that I see out there at these shows. I know. Oh, honey, let me tell you. I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking the same thing. Maybe it could work because it is a family film. And we've walked into some family films where we knew that they were taking this because maybe The Rock has kids. So maybe we were thinking like this guy's he's softened up a little bit because he has children that he also wants to entertain. He wants to be a good dad.
Yeah, but no, he's done so many of these in a row now. I'm just, I'm done making allowances for him. I'm done making excuses for him. Really, I mean, we both said that for a while. We all said that. We were like, you know what? Give him a break. Everybody likes to feel it out, try different things. But this is all he's doing now, and they're getting progressively worse and dumber with each one. I mean, I can only imagine what the next one is. In fact, I don't even want to. My brain can't handle what could be dumber than the Tooth Fairy that Dwayne Johnson might show up in next.
I can tell you, in this movie, he's given so many crotch shots. Maybe he'll show up as the Nut Fairy next. He has to repay him whatever crime he's done by cradling people's balls.
Yeah, it'll be like the movie version of that TV show in Idiocracy, Ow My Balls.
Yeah. In fact, they should probably make him do that for making this kind of stuff. We should do that in real life anyway.
I tell you, I don't know what is with this guy. He doesn't even look real anymore. Have you ever noticed how white this guy's teeth is, Dwayne Johnson? Well, yeah. They're so white that people in like toothpaste commercials are like, it's too bright, yeah. Turn it down. It's ridiculous. Like, aren't you supposed to be like a big tough wrestler type guy? Shouldn't you have like taken some damage there or something? You're too perfect. Yeah. You're too manufactured.
Yeah, a scar, anything.
Something, yeah. But no, he's just like the guy. He isn't real. He's the male Simone. He's a CG dude at this point because no human being would allow themselves to be subjected to the type of humiliation that's involved with playing the lead role in the fucking Tooth Fairy movie.
Wow, man, this movie really upsets you now. That leads me to a question here. Is this personal? Are you just tired of seeing The Rock make these soft films and that's why you don't like it? Or is this movie really, really that low in quality?
I can't say it's not personal. That obviously, like, yeah, it's. I think here's a guy with talent who could do much better. But no, it really is just a crap film. I mean, like I said, it's not a fuck you film. I wasn't really outside of The Rock being in it. I wasn't mad at it. I was just bored out of my freaking mind. There's nothing worthwhile here at all. It's funny. It's kind of ripping off About a Boy. Remember that great movie About a Boy
with Hugh Grant?
Yeah. It's like About a Boy, except if it totally sucked and had no soul whatsoever. But it really is kind of falling along those same lines in a lot of ways.
So how do you compare this to About a Boy? Is he just a guy who hasn't matured yet and he has to go through in life?
Well, he has his own problems. It's not really the maturity thing so much as that his problem is that he thinks that dreams fail because his own dream didn't really work out. We've seen that storyline before. But he has to bond with the son of this woman, right? Mm-hmm. And it's all becomes about that, and it ends in a big talent show, in the high school stage where he's been encouraging the kid to go up there and play guitar all by himself. I mean, the only thing it was missing was a slow clap build,
I got you.
Exactly.
How the fuck can you think dreams can't come true? You turn into the Tooth Fairy. You turn into a giant fairy. How much more dreamlike can it get than that?
Yeah. I still think they should have put Harvey Firestein in the role, but still.
I'm the Tooth Fairy.
I'm already a fairy. What are you going to do? I got to call my mother.
So what would you give it?
It's a some old bullshit. I mean, I'm not even going to say I wish I could give it more. I mean, I admit I went into this with a bad attitude, but once I was in there, I was like, you know what? I feel all right. I got my big bucket of popcorn. I got my big old 24-ounce soda. I'm like, I'm ready to sit and find something to like about this film. And, there really isn't anything to like about this film. It's a some old bullshit.
Yeah, man, I feel bad that I requested that you go see this.
I feel bad that you did, too.
Yeah,
you owe me one.
Don't worry. I'm going to have to repay that debt by probably having to see about 20 bad movies in a row, sitting in a theater with fairy wings on and a tutu.
That sounds like a fair payback. I get to take pictures, though.
It ain't happening. I was bullshitting.
Damn it!
That's how it works.
That's how what works.
Amnesia dust. That's how it works.
That's how what works.
Never gets old.